And today's date is Friday, March the 25th. It's approximately 4:10 in the afternoon, and I'm giving you a lowdown on what I've done at the Shimizu Apairy and the honeybees here today. With them coming out in force on the 18th, we've had some good weather. So what I needed to do is, the bees were very active and the small entrance that they had to be enlarged so that they could get easier access. Reason for reducing the entrance is it's with them not being very active, they only got a small area then to protect. I'm trying a new method this year regarding the entrance. I've seen it done in a commercial apiary, and this fella does this all year round. He didn't even bother reducing them. But basically, rather than having the full entrance, just reduce it by half, having a thin strip. So what I've also done is, on hive number 2, I've added to the ventilated floor an access point for a disease tray. Because even though I've trapped my bees early at the end of last year with Apiguard, and during Christmas to New Year I also did oxalic acid treatment for the varroa. Hive number 1 was treated with oxalic acid crystals. Heat the crystals up for 3 minutes, it turns into a liquid, then into a vapour, and then the smoke shoots up into the hive and fumigates the bees. An ideal time to be really doing it for varroa. On the hive number 2, did oxalic acid solution, and basically got a massive syringe and mixed up a solution of oxalic acid solution and squirted in between each of the frames on the brood box, and I must say it really did work well and had a terrific varroa drop. It's good to still keep an eye on them. If I had more than 3-4 mites a day dropping after the treatment, then I would be looking at some kind of other treatment, thymol probably at this time of year. However, they seem to be in fine fettle, very active, very good colonies, and in fact the hive number 1 was doing that well. It was building comb up into the second super. So what I've done this morning is I've put 2 new floors on. One I've introduced a varroa tray, a disease tray, and I've opened up the entrances up so that they're 50% open. I've also switched the fountain on again, yeah, this is so the bees can get water, which is essential for them, and also to prevent them from going to neighbours' hose pipes and the like. So hopefully that will prevent that from happening. You might have noticed that I've also turned hive number 2 slightly so that they're not both square on, and it'll be easy for the bees, because they're very easy when they're square on for them to go into each other's hives, which they don't take too kindly to. Also, I've moved the brood box and turned it completely round, so rather than having it in the cold way, I've now switched them to the warm way. Now people may say that, well, wouldn't that confuse the bees? Well, they seem to be doing fine with it, and they're coming in and they're very happy. Like I say, hive number 1, I've had to put a super on with the combs, and I've given them a little bit of a spring feed. So the sugar syrup, which you buy from the association. I've mixed to a bit with more with water, yeah, because in the spring feed you dilute it a little and leave it as it is when you give them a feed at the end of summer. Very happy, both colonies seem to be doing fine. Hive number 1 had a beautiful round ball of brood, plenty of eggs, plenty of pollen going in there, and same with hive number 2, although hive number 1 is doing better than hive number 2. Hive number 2 is a new colony that I took from hive number 1. So the queen that's in there is now 3 years old, and the queen in the hive number 2 is just over a year old, so she's a lot more experienced, and she knows what she's doing more than the other one. But both colonies I'm very happy with, doing very well, and I've examined the bees and even the dead ones around, because the older ones from the winter will be dying off. Yeah. So hence the queen making new, laying probably about 500 eggs a day at this point. But when she gets going in full flight in summer, she can lay anything from 1,500 to 3,000 eggs a day. I doubt that this colony, either of these two colonies will reach them amounts, but I'm hoping for about 80,000 in hive number 1 this year, and about 60,000 in hive number 2, but who knows. They aren't put off by the new entrances, and they aren't put off by me turning them 360. Yeah, they both are doing fine. You may notice that hive number 2 is a little more active than hive number 1, and I put this down to it being a little bit warmer. In fact, there were condensation build up in hive number 2, so I don't know if you can tell from here, I've actually put like a matchstick on the corner before I put the polycarbonate crown board on. Just give it a bit more ventilation so that it doesn't get too wet and damp in there. I'm going to be hitting a bit of cold weather apparently, so this might be probably, it might get another couple of days and then might go cold again. That would just slow down a bit. But very pleased with both hives. Yeah, the varroa treatment has been very successful. We've come through the winter well. They've still got plenty of honey stores in there, and hive number 1 already building comb in the super. What else can I tell you about the bees today? Let's have a look, a bit closer look. Hive number 1. Now this was going great guns. I don't know if you can see new entrance, and now I've done that. Self-explanatory. It's about 50% of it's open, but notice underneath the breeze blocks, all the dead ones. Quite a few. It might panic a few new beekeepers, but this is normal after the winter months. The old ones on the outside dying, because both colonies were very large going into winter, and you will see them underneath the breeze blocks there again. As you can see, no problem making these changes, and one's landed on the camera to say hello. Yeah, and off he goes. Now took quite a bit of time preparing to do the changes and make the changes that I made today, and of course I had to have my EpiPen ready, because at the moment currently going through the desensitisation from bee stings. So fortunately Brian Hinchcliffe, the chairman of the beekeepers, came round just to make sure that I was okay and that I didn't get a sting. The treatment is going to go on for another 2.5 years, but after that I'll be desensitised against the bee sting for approximately 10 years, but only up to 2 stings. It's beautiful today, although the sun's gone from the garden. It's been really nice, and they were really active this morning, and they're doing really well, and I'm really happy with both hives, both colonies. Yeah, like I said, and they've got everything that they could possibly need. Plenty of pollen going in, yeah, plenty of nectar going in. They've got water, they've got the sun, and they're away. And let's hope for a good, successful year, because don't forget, this year the supers that are going on are wet, as it were. They're already drawn, they've had the honey taken out, and they've only to fill them up and not build them like they had to last year. As you can see, yeah, we are approaching swarming season, and so what I'm going to do now is get the pressure washer out, and I'm going to clean all the rest of the hive equipment. Yeah, hygiene being paramount in this day and age, to fight against diseases like nosemia, like European foul brood, varroa, also to keep an eye out for the hive beetle. But at the moment they're doing very well, and I'm very happy and very pleased with the way that they're doing. So I'm going to clean the rest of the equipment, get it all ready, make sure it's spick and span, and obviously I'll be getting another hive ready just in case, yeah, one of them does swarm, because you never know, if you've got a bait hive out there they might go for it, saving me a lot of trouble, but it's never happened to me yet. I don't mind catching swarms, I love catching swarms, and I'll have to keep checking inside, and I'll also have to put another super onto the hive number 2 with frames, in order, because they're doing that well, they are already ready for making their honey in the supers. So that's it, signing off on a Friday. Yeah, it's now about 4:20. Pick Cameron up at 5, and looking forward to a really good beekeeping year. Remember, this is totally different from commercial beekeeping. This is really looking after them. The time that I put in, the effort that I put in, I wouldn't make any money at all. But I think it's worth it, and it's nice to have just a couple of hives. Any more than that and it would be a chore. I like to see how they're going on. And they're doing well, and the bees are flying past my head, so I must be in a flight path. So, BUZZBEEMAN signing out from the Shimizu Apairy here in Thongsbridge, Home Firth, and the bees are doing well and making plenty of honey.